Imagine waking up on your 100th birthday, surrounded by your great-grandchildren, still walking on your own, clear-minded and full of joy. Could that be your future? A lot of people think making it to 100 is all up to chance or lucky genes. But new studies from trusted places like the National Institute on Aging and the Mayo Clinic suggest otherwise. They've uncovered signs, very specific ones, that many people in their 70s or 80s already show, which may quietly point to a much longer life ahead. Leonard, for example, is 78 and lives in Charleston, South Carolina. He still hikes 3 times a week on the same trail he's walked for over 20 years. His heart's strong, his memory is sharp, and his doctor recently told him his heart age is closer to that of a 60-year-old. He's not a marathon runner or a health nut. He just stuck with a few daily habits that are working in his favor. And those same habits, they show up again and again in people who make it to 100. If you're in your 70s or 80s right now, this is the perfect moment to check in with yourself. Not because something's wrong, but because your body and mind may already be telling you something hopeful. There are clues, some big, some subtle, that point toward a future where you not only live longer, but live stronger. In the next few minutes, we're going to explore 8 clear, research-backed signs that could mean you're on track for that 100th birthday. Healthy, independent, and sharp. These aren't theories. They're patterns seen in older adults across the country, backed by science and by stories of real people thriving later in life. And if you're someone who values your health, your independence, and your future, subscribing might be worth your time. We bring clear, reliable tips just like this every week. Let's begin with a powerful sign, one that shows your heart, lungs, and muscles are all working in harmony. Sign number 1, you can walk for 10+ minutes without feeling winded. George is 79 and lives in Flagstaff, Arizona. Every morning, rain or shine, he laces up his walking shoes and heads out for a brisk 12-minute walk around his cul-de-sac. He jokes that he walks like he's late for a meeting, even though he's been retired for over a decade. It's not a race, and he's not trying to break records, but he moves with purpose. That simple daily habit has quietly done something remarkable. It's helped lower his risk of heart disease by nearly 40%, according to his doctor. Walking without getting winded is more than just being in shape. It's a signal that your heart, lungs, and muscles are working well together. Research from the Mayo Clinic and the CDC confirms that cardiovascular endurance, the ability to move at a steady pace without tiring, is one of the strongest predictors of a longer, healthier life. Seniors who can keep up a walking pace for 10 minutes or more have significantly lower risks of stroke, high blood pressure, and even memory decline. Now ask yourself this: can you walk around your home, down your driveway, or even just through the grocery store for 10 minutes without needing a break? Not at a slow shuffle, but with enough pace to raise your heart rate just a little. If the answer is yes, that's a sign of strong internal systems still doing their job well. If the answer is no, that's okay. It just means you might benefit from a small habit change. Try this. For the next 7 days, take a 10-minute walk every morning. Start slow if you need to. Around the block, around the living room, or even at the mall. Just make it consistent. Over time, that routine can build not only stamina, but confidence. George didn't start with 12-minute power walks, but step by step, his body adapted, and yours can too. Let's move to the next sign, one that doesn't require walking at all, but says a lot about your coordination and lower body strength. Sign number 2, you can balance on one leg for 10 seconds. Janet is 76 and lives in Albany, New York. Every morning while brushing her teeth, she lifts one foot off the ground and holds it steady. It's a simple routine, but one she swears by. It wakes up my brain, she says, and she might be right. Science backs her up. Researchers at Harvard found that older adults who struggle to balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds are at a significantly higher risk of brain aging and falls. In fact, poor balance has been linked to both cognitive decline and reduced overall lifespan. Balance isn't just a physical skill, it's a reflection of how your brain and body work together. When you can stay upright without wobbling or grabbing for support, that's a sign your nervous system, muscles, and reflexes are all in sync. That coordination becomes more important with age, especially since falls remain one of the leading causes of injury in older adults, according to the CDC. Let's pause for a second. Go ahead and try it with us. Can you stand on one foot for 10 seconds without holding on to anything? Count slowly in your head or use a clock. No cheating. If you were able to do it, even just barely, that's a great indicator of how your body's functioning at a deeper level. If you weren't, don't worry. Like any skill, balance can be trained. Here's something easy to start with. Janet calls it her balance and brush routine. While brushing your teeth, simply lift one foot and hold. Switch to the other foot after 30 seconds. The toothbrush gives your brain something else to focus on, which makes the balance training even more effective. Over time, your stability will improve, and with it, your confidence. Balance tells us a lot, and when it's strong, it helps protect everything from your brain to your bones. Now let's move to a sign that's more about your outlook on life than your body, but it's just as powerful. Sign number 3, you can name 10 words in 20 seconds. Rosa is 80 years old and lives in sunny Miami, Florida. She has a standing date 3 times a week with her neighbor. Just the two of them, a couple of chairs on the patio, and a notebook filled with word games. One of their favorites, naming as many animals, foods, or cities as they can in under 30 seconds. It's not competitive, it's just fun. But Rosa's neurologist says this small habit might be doing more than passing the time. It could be helping her brain stay 15 years younger. This kind of activity taps into what scientists call verbal fluency, and it's one of the most reliable ways to check the sharpness of your brain. According to research from Johns Hopkins and the National Institute on Aging, your ability to quickly name items from a category, like fruits, cities, or colors, can help detect early signs of cognitive decline. But here's the good news. If you're still quick with your words, that's a sign your mind is aging well. Want to give it a try? Set a timer for 20 seconds. Your challenge? Name 10 kinds of fruit or 10 US states. Ready? Go. If you got close to 10 or even hit it, that's fantastic. Your brain is processing language, memory, and focus all at once. If it felt tricky, that's okay too. The brain is like a muscle. It gets sharper the more you use it. Try adding a small word game to your routine. It could be a crossword puzzle, a category game with a friend, or even a free brain app on your phone or tablet. Rosa keeps it simple. She picks a new category each day and names 10 things aloud while making her tea. It's easy, it's fast, and it works. Sign number 4, you have a strong social circle. Willie is 74 and lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Every Sunday afternoon, like clockwork, he sits down with a glass of sweet tea and makes 3 phone calls. One to his brother, one to his childhood friend from New Orleans, and one to an old co-worker he hasn't seen in years but still talks to every week. On Tuesdays, he heads to the senior center to lead a dominoes group that's been running for 5 years. He says those connections keep him feeling young, like he's still part of something bigger than himself. That might sound simple, but studies show Willie's routine is powerful. The Harvard Study of Adult Development, one of the longest-running studies in history, found that the strongest predictor of long-term health isn't diet, exercise, or even genetics. It's close relationships. People who feel connected, supported, and engaged with others tend to live longer, get sick less often, and stay sharper well into their later years. Loneliness, on the other hand, can take a real toll. According to the CDC, social isolation in older adults increases the risk of heart disease by nearly 30%, and the risk of dementia by up to 50%. That's why staying socially connected is more than just a nice idea. It's essential. Now take a moment. Who do you talk to every week? Is there someone you've been meaning to call, or someone who would love to hear your voice today? If you're not sure where to start, try something Willie suggests. A simple Friendship Friday. Just one call every Friday. Could be a relative, an old friend, a neighbor. You don't need deep conversations, just connection. Some people even write out a list of names and check them off over the month. Over time, that effort builds something priceless. A safety net of care, love, and laughter. When your social circle is strong, your body tends to follow. Let's move to a sign you can test right now, with no phone calls or appointments, just a chair and your legs. Sign number 5, You can rise from a chair without using your hands. Alma is 78 and lives in Spokane, Washington. Every morning before she even thinks about pouring her coffee, she performs a quiet ritual in her living room. 10 slow, steady sit-to-stand movements from her favorite kitchen chair. No hands, no rush, just smooth, focused motion. She started this routine after a hip surgery 2 years ago when she was relying heavily on a walker. Today, she no longer needs it. She credits those daily movements with getting her strength and her independence back. Being able to rise from a chair without using your hands may seem like a small thing, but researchers at the Mayo Clinic say it's one of the strongest indicators of leg strength and long-term mobility. It tests your quads, hips, core, and balance all at once. And strong legs don't just keep you moving, they help prevent falls, support your posture, and make everyday tasks easier. Ready for a quick check? Sit in a firm chair, feet flat on the floor. Cross your arms if you're able. Now try to stand up without using your hands. If you can, even once, that's a solid sign your lower body is still doing its job. If it was tough, that's okay. Strength can be rebuilt with consistency. Try adding just 5 to 10 sit-to-stand reps into your morning routine. You can do them while the coffee brews or while the news is on. Alma does hers before breakfast, and she swears it sets the tone for her day. The key is to make it a habit, not a workout. Over time, your legs will grow stronger, and you'll notice little things like walking upstairs or gardening become much easier. The ability to rise from a chair without help isn't just about muscles. It's a signal that your body is maintaining its ability to support itself. And that's a powerful thing. Sign number 6. You sleep 7 to 8 hours most nights. Frank is 80 years old and lives in Columbus, Ohio. For most of his 70s, he averaged 5 restless hours of sleep a night. He'd toss and turn, wake up tired, and rely on extra cups of coffee to get through the day. But after reading about how poor sleep impacts aging, he decided to make a few small changes. No caffeine after noon, lights dimmed after dinner, and a cup of chamomile tea while listening to soft music before bed. Now he gets a full 7 hours most nights and says he feels 10 years younger. Sleep is one of those things we often overlook, especially as we get older. But according to experts at Johns Hopkins and the National Institute on Aging, consistent, quality sleep plays a huge role in longevity. It helps regulate your immune system, repairs muscles and cells, supports memory, and lowers the risk of heart disease and depression. Ask yourself, do you feel refreshed in the morning or groggy? That answer alone can say a lot about your sleep quality. If you're not getting enough rest, it's not just about feeling tired. Long-term sleep issues can impact everything from blood pressure to brain health. The good news? Sleep habits are some of the easiest to adjust. Here are a few tips that work for many older adults. First, turn off screens, TVs, tablets, phones, at least an hour before bed. The blue light from those devices can confuse your brain into staying alert. Second, consider a relaxing tea like chamomile or lemon balm after dinner. Third, keep your bedroom dark, quiet, and slightly cool. Around 65 degrees is ideal for deep sleep. Frank's routine is simple, but it works. And the difference in how he feels each day is more than just physical. It's mental clarity, better mood, and more energy to do the things he loves. If you're sleeping well most nights, that's a powerful sign your body is still working in sync with nature's rhythms. And if you're not, the solution might be as easy as setting a new wind-down ritual. Sign number 7, you have strong grip strength. Marvin is 82 and lives in Boise, Idaho. He doesn't go to the gym or follow a strict workout plan, but every evening while watching his favorite westerns, he picks up a small hand gripper and squeezes it 20 to 30 times with each hand. It started as a way to pass the time, but after a year, his doctor ran some tests and told him something surprising. His grip strength now matches that of the average 60-year-old. More importantly, Marvin says he can open jars, carry groceries, and even rake the yard with no trouble at all. Strong grip strength isn't just about shaking hands firmly or twisting open lids. According to research from the National Institute on Aging and Johns Hopkins Medicine, it's actually a major marker of overall vitality. A firm grip has been linked to better heart health, lower risk of falls, and even reduced chance of hospitalization. On the flip side, Weak grip strength in older adults is associated with higher risks of disability and premature decline. Let's try a little test right now. Grab a nearby object, a can of soup, a water bottle, even a rolled-up magazine. Squeeze it gently but firmly. How does that feel? Are your hands steady and strong, or do you feel some strain? If that felt easy, your hands may be telling a powerful story. Your muscles, nerves, and coordination are still functioning well. If it felt tough, don't worry. Grip strength is something that can be improved, often quickly. Simple exercises like squeezing a tennis ball 3 times a day, using hand grippers while watching television, or even carrying light grocery bags instead of pushing a cart can all help maintain and build that strength. The key is to be consistent. Think about this. When was the last time you opened a tight jar with no help, or carried a basket of laundry without needing to set it down? These everyday moments are actually health indicators. So next time your hands feel strong, remember, they might be giving you a clue that your overall health is still going strong too. Sign number 8, you're still learning and curious. Clara is 77 and lives in Austin, Texas. After losing her husband a few years ago, she found herself searching for ways to fill her days with meaning and connection. She started taking online photography classes, something she had always wanted to try but never made time for. She also leads a weekly book club at her local senior center. Clara says that staying curious and engaged with new ideas has brought joy back into her life and keeps her mind sharp. Scientific studies, including brain scans from researchers at Harvard and Johns Hopkins, show that continued learning and mental challenges boost neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to grow and adapt, even well into old age. This not only supports memory and cognitive function, but also improves emotional well-being and resilience. Ask yourself, what is one new skill or hobby you've always wanted to explore? Is there a topic you've been curious about but never had the chance to dive into? Starting something new doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. The key is to take the first step. Simple ways to get started include enrolling in a free online course. Many community colleges and organizations offer classes designed for seniors, or joining a local class at your senior center. Even picking up a new hobby at home, like painting, knitting, or learning a new language through an app, can make a big difference. Clara's experience shows us that curiosity isn't just a trait of youth. It's a vital sign of a healthy, adaptable brain that helps you stay connected to the world and find joy every day. So what will you try next? Now, we would like to invite you to join the conversation before we wrap up with a quick review of all 8 signs. Out of these 8 signs, how many can you do today? Let us know in the comments below. Even if you're currently doing just 3 or 4, remember most of these abilities can improve with a little effort starting right now. Sharing your progress could inspire others, and we'd love to hear your stories. Let's take a moment to review the 8 signs we've talked about. Each one a strong indicator that you could be on track to live a long, healthy life. First, being able to walk for 10 minutes without feeling winded shows your heart and lungs are doing well. Next, balancing on one leg for 10 seconds reveals how steady and coordinated you are, which helps prevent falls. Naming 10 words in 20 seconds tests your brain's quick thinking and memory. Staying socially connected keeps your heart and mind healthy by nurturing relationships that bring joy and support. Then there's rising from a chair without using your hands. That's a clear sign of strong legs and independence. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours each night is crucial for healing and keeping your mind sharp. Strong grip strength shows your overall muscle and nerve health, which impacts daily tasks and independence. Finally, continuing to learn and stay curious helps your brain stay flexible, resilient, and emotionally healthy. These aren't just a list of things to check off. They represent daily habits that give you a sense of control over your health and your future. And if you don't feel you meet all of these signs yet, remember this: it's never too late to begin. Small steps add up to big changes, no matter your age. If you found these signs useful, please hit the like button to show your support. Subscribe if you want more science-backed advice made specifically for those in their golden years. And don't forget, your thoughts and stories matter, so share them in the comments below. What sign do you feel strongest in? Which one are you ready to work on? Thank you for spending this time here. Keep moving forward with confidence. Your best years are still ahead.